Hi, I'm Julie Kratz talking about the future of work. So I've done some research, interviewed experts, and surveyed folks in the trenches about what does the workplace hold? How do we pivot forward positively from this pandemic? And what people are telling me resoundingly, just music to my ears, is that inclusion is still important. And actually, in my white paper that I co-commissioned with some amazing women business experts in this space, said out of the 10 things that were most important in returning to work and in the future of work, the most important was a positive workplace culture. That was more important than pay and healthcare benefits, for example. And diversity and inclusion was a fourth ranked trait. So if we thought this was a nice to have in the future, this is very much a must have. While this has been a huge, great pause in 2020, I would insist that you don't let diversity and inclusion be that great pause as well. When we can return to normal, there may not be a normal, but assuming that we can return to some level of workplace activity that is reasonably appropriate, factoring in inclusion will be vital. And people, in fact, have always wanted to be seen, heard, and feel a sense of belonging in the work that they're doing. Now what we're hearing is that that's a non-negotiable. Bringing my full human self to work is something in the future of work that I now know that is vital, because this pandemic has really shown us who we are as humans. And now when we're asking questions like, how are you doing? We're actually getting real answers from people. People genuinely care about each other. Let's make sure that behavior comes forward in the future. So what I would encourage you to do for leaders that want to lead like allies and be inclusive with your team, I would take an inventory. I would ask in one-on-ones or maybe in a virtual setting, an existing team meeting, hey, what are we doing really well from an inclusion perspective? What are our opportunities to improve? And be honest, I want to hear some, encourage transparency so you don't get crickets. And the priorities, what were the 1, 2, or 3 things that we want to prioritize to make sure that we're focused on workplace inclusion and having that positive workplace culture that we know will propel us in the future? Now's the time to pivot forward positively. Good news is that there's way more content on this subject. So check out nextpivotpoint.com/future. Get access to the blog series, the video series, as well as the white paper. Love to see you there.